With the Cavs having somewhat of a break until Wednesday's pretty tough matchup against the Orlando Magic, I thought I'd check in on Emoni Bates, and now he's looked with the Cavs' G League affiliate, the Cleveland Charge. So let's take a look, shall we? You know, after watching Emoni Bates play basketball for the Charge over these last couple of weeks, it's become pretty clear what areas he needs to work on and others in which he looks completely NBA ready. Coming into the season, we all knew that Bates would get a few opportunities here and there, but may not be quite ready to take over a role from one of the Cavs' incumbent options in the rotation. So far, in his limited opportunities with the big league club, Bates is only averaging 1.7 points and 1.3 rebounds, but he has already shown some of what got him drafted in the first place, namely his potential as both an isolation scorer and catch and shoot specialist on the offensive end. He's got a pretty solid step back jumper already in his arsenal, and his back should only continue to get deeper with more and more experience. With the Charge, Emoni has already been afforded what seems to be the green light for head coach Mike Garretty's squad. He is shooting the ball with reckless abandon, and as a result, Bates is currently leading the Charge in field goal attempts per game with 18.6, which is tied for second in the league and is third in total attempts for the Charge, despite appearing in the second fewest games for the team. This has led some to believe that the young man is just shot chucking, but I don't see it that way at all. And even if I did, it's hard to argue against it with how efficient he has been with these shots. His ultra confidence in himself is paying off as he is shooting 46.7% from the field overall, which includes a white hot 46.2% from 3-point distance. He is making a mind-bending 4.8 threes per game. That is tops in the league, ladies and gentlemen, and it's basically the reason why Emoni is currently ranked third in the G League in scoring with 26.4 points per game as of recording this video. He is clearly comfortable shooting from anywhere beyond the arc, but where he appears most at home is above the break, where he has taken 43 total shots across his 5 appearances and made a pretty damn efficient 19. That's over 44.2%. The degree of difficulty on these shots is something to take serious stock of too. Make no mistake, he is dangerous when attempting catch and shoot triples, but he is also flat out just pulling up on dudes.
Corner three, Emoni got it, fading away into Earl Curitan's lap.
To the point where 45.8% of his overall triples have been unassisted. This tells me that he is fully capable of creating his own offense. He's also been a really efficient finisher, completing over 73.3% of his shots from within the restricted area and showcasing that he is unafraid to create contact in the process, a problem which plagued him a bit at the collegiate level. His slight frame was sort of a concern heading into his pro career, but he has managed to dispel that notion to a degree. He moves better than previously expected without the ball in his hands as well, especially when cutting along the baseline or from the wings. I think the better and better he gets at this, the more the Cavs could envision him helping earlier on, considering he'll likely play more off ball than ever. With the Charge, Emoni's usage rate is through the roof at 28.6%. This is 14th among qualified players in the G League at the moment. With the Cavs, it's listed at 12.8%. He just isn't likely to be conducting the offense anytime soon, so learning how to best function in that off-ball role is paramount. Elsewhere, he has proved to be a serviceable rebounder, but considering that he was never truly viewed as a great one on the glass, combined with the fact that he is killing it as a scorer, I can overlook it, especially for a Cavs team that can make up for that with the likes of Mobley, Jarrett Allen, and even Tristan Thompson. Bates' biggest area of growth by far is as a passer. He is currently averaging more turnovers than assists right now with an assist to turnover ratio of 0.50. 1 assist per game despite having such a high usage rate just ain't gonna cut it. He's moving the ball, but far too often it's coming after the defense forces him to. And maybe some of that is simply due to the fact that he's playing in an environment that oftentimes prioritizes individual success over team success. And by no means am I saying that he's selfish or is incapable of setting his teammates up, because we've already seen him do it at both the G League and NBA levels. It's just not occurring frequently enough. I'll look at this through this lens. First off, if he's given a real opportunity early on, it will mostly be of the off-ball variety. I've always felt that if he's going to make an impact in year one, it would be because he could be a knockdown catch and shoot specialist. That means that if his assist totals aren't high earlier on in his career, it'll be because he's opting to shoot the ball upon receiving it, because that's his best weapon. In other words, it just wouldn't be his role. However, being in an off-ball role likely also means that you must learn how to function within the confines of a system. That is where I see him needing the most work. Whether it's making that extra pass or passing up his own shot for an even greater look to one of his teammates, he must continue to address this part of his game. Bates will likely draw a solid amount of gravity, which should allow for him to be a catalyst for open looks. It's very much like what we are currently seeing from Max Strus, who defenses are often so afraid of that it frees up some space for the ball handlers and cutters to work with. On the other end, the Eastern Michigan product is still very much a work in progress, but he's flashed some abilities there as both a shot blocker and help defender. He isn't the quickest guy out there, but his size can more than make up for that. We haven't quite seen this translate yet at the NBA level, but he does appear to be putting in the work on that end with the Charge, where he is currently averaging 1.8 blocks and 2 steals per game. It's also worth noting that it's not all about the simple counting stats. For all the offensive firepower that he brings to the table, Emoni has a net rating of 0. He quite literally has the same offensive and defensive rating at 105.1. He can still be targeted due to his inability to rotate quick enough at times out there, and this is something he may have to sort out before receiving a regular dosage of minutes in the Cavs rotation. Especially considering that the guys who he would most likely be competing for minutes with at the NBA level are all pretty solid defenders. Overall, I say that I've been thoroughly impressed with what I've witnessed from Emoni Bates so far. As much as some fans want to rush him along, I don't see the need just yet. He's clearly got some areas that need further developed, and why not allow him the time to do so where he can get the most minutes. You can also give him spot minutes and opportunities with the Cavs when available. This will help keep the current rotation fresh and allow Bates the continued opportunity to see how things function in the NBA. If I had to guess, I say that he won't quite factor into the Cavs' main rotation until next season. But for a second round pick, he's already looking like he could be quite the steal. Go Cavs!